Alright, hello everyone! I am Musical Daredevil, and I will be taking you through the third game in the Elder Scrolls anthology, The Elder Scrolls III Morrowind. But before I begin, we actually have a birthday to celebrate today, and it is the birthday of this game. Yes, that is correct. 20 years ago today, this very game was released, May 1st, 2002. So everyone wish Morrowind a very happy 20th birthday today. Huge shout out to SpeedGaming for putting this game in today of all days to help us celebrate Morrowind's 20th anniversary. Now, from what I heard, we actually had two bid incentives open. One of them was the character name, which we unfortunately didn't get any donations for, but we still have a bonus incentive. At the very end of this run, if we meet that $50 bonus incentive, then I will be doing an any percent run of this game. We still need $50 to meet that incentive. That is even more bonkers than the all main quest run is, because there's certain things we don't have to do. Now, if you would like to donate towards this incentive, you can type !NKH in chat, which is the character name I have chosen for this one. And also, of course, all your donations go to No Kid Hungry. Anyway, I see that all of you are hailing St. Giub. We are not going to see much of Giub because we're going to step off the boat and Giub will have his own adventures. If any of you have played the, the Dragonborn DLC for Morrowind, you get to hear more about those adventures.
This is where you get off. Come with me.
So the timer will start in 3, 2, 1. And right off the bat, we have what is probably the hardest strat in the whole run, and I got it. And that is getting around that guard there. It saves about a second, but because it's right at the beginning, it very much sets the tone of the run. Now we have character generation. For my race, I will be picking Redguard, because Redguard gets an ability that helps him go a little bit faster, and that is Adrenaline Rush. We will be using that at the start of the run, and then never again. Inside we have the rest of character generation. I do need to pick a custom class, which is down here. Part of that involves having to get to level 3 for a quest a little bit into the main quest sequence. And so I'll need to pick certain skills that get me there. In particular, I need to pick Speechcraft. That is how we will get to level 3.
Very good.
For my birth sign, I will pick the sign of the speed because that makes me go faster, which is great for speedrunning.
What would that be?
Not the Shadow of the Steed. There we go. Now we have a bit of an AI exploit. See, if you steal an item and then drop it on the ground, the game tries to take it from you and says no stealing allowed. But if I put it on the ground, the game can't pick it up and take it from me, so I can just pick it up again and then sell it for some gold later. Yes, St. Giub, Vanquisher of Cliff Racers. Anyway, gonna pick up that ring from a barrel, gonna turn my papers to Celis Gravius, and we are off on our own adventure. Gonna give the ring to Fargoth there. That will get us better buying and selling prices with Aril. At Aril's place, we are going to sell the platter we just picked up for some gold and use that to buy some scrolls of teleportation, as well as an unlocking scroll and a lockpick. There are several kinds of teleportation scrolls in Morrowind. There is Almsvian Divine, which take you to temples and forts, as well as Mark and Recall, which allows you to marketplace and recall there later. Now I'm heading outside of town to an Easter egg. There's a mage who made scrolls that allow you to jump really high and far. He doesn't know how to use them properly, so he's just going to fall to his death. But luckily, we do know how to use them properly. Gonna teleport to Balmora, and it's raining, so there's a thing I need to do a bit later in order to avoid a potential game crash. Oops, get in there. There we go. Gonna buy a few more potions in here. Teleport back to the temple, and now we're going to jump to the end of the game. Morrowind is a very open world game, so you can actually jump all the way to the end of the game. And I forgot to split there, but that's alright. None of you can see my splits anyway. Here we are going to pick up two items I need to beat the game. They are Sunder and Keening. And here is Keening. I'm going to swap it back and forth really quickly. And you can see in the top left corner, as I do that, it permanently adds to my character stats. This is a glitch in the 1.0 version of the game. You can do this with any sequence of weapons. And we're going to head over here to pick up Keening. 25. Want to get close to 3,000, but not there exactly. Come on. Very easy to get stuck on stuff. 27, bit more. Whoops. I don't like doing my own commentary because it's really hard to do that during game. That's good, that's 3,000. Anyway. Gonna drop down on the ground, grind up my luck and endurance stats a bit. Then I'm going to pick up Keening, there it is. Gonna quick save, and now I'm going to exit the game. And what I'm doing in the background, you actually can't see this. Oh, dear. Windows is doing a thing it likes to do. Where it just, like, doesn't copy scripts over. I hate when it does this. There we go. Okay, so what I did in the background was I copied my save over from the version 1.0 to Game of the Year Edition. Now I'm starting Game of the Year Edition. And I started a new game, but that's okay. We get CG up again. Now I'm going to load the quick save properly, like I was going to do last time. There are actually some changes in Game of the Year Edition that make this better to run. Or better to do the swap, and actually faster than just staying in 1.0. It also is more stable, which is why we do that. Anyway, now I'm going to head outside to the town of Caldera. And in Caldera, we're going to meet up with everyone's favorite merchant, Creeper. And what we are going to do with Creeper is we're going to sell him a couple of items that I'm going to steal from this crate here. When you have 3,000 speed, you can get out of bounds extremely easily, and no one can see you out of bounds, so you can murder people and steal items, and no one is the wiser. Gonna sell a couple other items to this merchant for 8 Germain. Gonna buy an Amulet of Recall as well as some arrows. Arrows will be very useful throughout the run for killing people, and there will be plenty of that. I'll explain more as we do that later. For now, I'm gonna head back to Belmore, which is the town I jumped to the end of the game from. Gonna buy a spell of Almsvy Intervention for going to temples. Going to buy a couple other spells, and then I'm going to make a sequence of spells. This spell has 3 effects. It makes any NPC I cast it near faster. It makes NPCs like me a bit better, and it also has one other effect that makes it permanent with a duration of 0 and a magnitude of 0. Gonna set some hotkeys here. Gonna teleport outside. Gonna set a mark here. I'm going to head back to Saint Denis. Hey Ranja, I see you there in chat. So I'm going to head a bit outside of town to Saint Denis to an item we will need for a fetch quest later. Make sure I recall there.
Where would you like?
Then I'm going to head to Caius. Caius is going to be the quest giver for the first part of the main quest. And Caius is going to give us a quest a little bit outside of town to get some information for an NPC. That NPC is going to require us to fetch an item from this dungeon right outside town. So that's why we're heading here. Is that the door? Yes. Okay. Gonna pick up that item, and then I'm going to go turn it in to the NPC who wants the information. This NPC is going to tell us about something called the 6th House, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later. For now, we're going to head back to Caius, and I'm going to train up my speechcraft skill. This is what we will use to get to level 3 a bit later. Next, we're going to head to the Mages Guild once these fade in and fade outs stop happening. And we're going to head to the Mages Guild. I'm going to buy a couple items here. Going to sell off a couple of my amulets to get gold for that. I got Durathus. That's annoying. This inventory is in different order than I like. It happens. Gonna turn in the skull I got outside of Saint Denis. excuse me, to this NPC, and they're going to give us information about something called the Nerevarine cult. Going to buy some levitate here. This is a bit of a safer form of levitate than using the amulet I got earlier. But for now, I'm going to buy a couple of summonable weapons and head to the town of Aldrun. In Aldrun, we are going to set up for another glitch. See, if you cast a follow spell twice on an NPC with an escort quest, it actually instantly passes that escort quest. We think it's because it gets to a part of the script that is sort of in there as a backup. But anyway, that is also great for speedrunning. Skip some very annoying quests. There we go. Set that up. And back to Morrowind to talk to Caius. This is the actual level up I was talking about earlier. We will be level 3 after this. And then I can talk to Caius and go on to our next quest, which is to go to the city of Vivek and get information from 3 NPCs.
Why walk when you can ride? Where would you
Gonna equip the shoes. We are going to be using those shoes of Escort Instapass pretty much right away. You'll get to see them in action.
This is an aren.
That's the dialogue option. There we go. Now the second NPC we need to talk to is in a bit of trouble with the taxman. What if I just head out of bounds in here and I kill the taxman? That's no longer a problem. This NPC will talk to us and give us the information we need. NPC is hiding down in the sewers.
Day to you, friend.
There we go. Now we talk to the third NPC who is in the library. This NPC tells us to go get a book which is in that same library, but stealing is wrong in Morrowind, as you might know. So the guards are going to be very mad at us. But because we are so fast, that's not an issue. Goodbye. We can turn in all 3 of those quests, and now Kai sends us on the next quest, which is, believe it or not, to get more information. This is about a nomadic tribe known as the Ashlanders. We are going to be visiting them in a little bit. Specifically, we want to talk about their gift-giving customs. And now that we've gotten that, Caius will finally tell us what is going on. See, the Emperor believes we may be the reincarnation of a war general from thousands of years ago. And if that is the case, we have a very important destiny to fulfill about defeating the 6th House, who are essentially the villains of Morrowind, as well as their leader, Dagoth-Ur. And so we're going to go talk to the Ashlanders, who are going to set us on the path of fulfilling that destiny. First, we need to fetch an item from this cave here. Yes, that's the right spell I have equipped. Where are you? There you are. Doors are rather annoying in this game. They are the bane of my existence. Doors and candles. Anyway, we got the item, so now we can head to the Ashlanders, and they will tell us all about the Nerevarine prophecies. First, we have some formalities to fulfill, namely bribing this person 200 gold so the rest of the tribe will speak to us. And now we can talk to the Ashkan, who is sort of the leader of this tribe. He will send us on an initiation rite to grab the bow, which we got, and now we can talk to the wise woman. And what the wise woman says is that we haven't quite fulfilled our destiny yet, but we could potentially fulfill that. Now, we would have a rather long sequence to get the location of a cave, but because we're speedrunners, we know the exact location of that cave already, so we can skip all of those quests. Inside of that cave is a ring that we pick up, and that is another part of the Nerevarine prophecies.
The door is opened.
There it is, we get a cutscene, and now we have set up basically the rest of the main quest. We have to be named Nerevarine by all 4 Ashlander tribes and Horde by the 3 great houses that are on Vardenfell. That was part of one of the Nerevarine quests, killing that vampire. Now we can go turn that into the Zainab tribe. We met the Urshulaku. This is the Zainab. Very foggy day out here in the Grazelands. Now we've talked to the Ashkan. He tells us, well, we're not quite done yet. He wants us to grab him a bride, which we'll do later. For now, we are going to take on the Tavani Hortator quest. Now, the thing about the Hortator is to be named Hortator, you need to be named Hortator by every counselor. The thing is, if they're dead, then their vote doesn't actually matter. So it is a lot faster to kill all of the counselors except one for House Tavani, and so we are going to do just that. Now we have the Ahamusa Nerevarine quest. This would be a rather annoying escort quest, but with our shoes of escort instapass, that is not an issue. Next we talk to the Urshulaku. They already like us, so becoming Urshulaku Nerevarine is not a problem. Now we are going to head to Aldrune, and we are going to take on the... oh dear. That's annoying. That happens. That happens sometimes if I'm going slow. Like I said, don't like to do commentary because commentating this run while running it is really hard.
Same low pride.
Anyway, now onto Aldrune, where we take care of the Redrun Hortator quest. The way the Redrun Hortator quest works is that the head of House Redrun has kidnapped the son of one of the other counselors, and so we need to go rescue him. That makes every counselor except the head like us, and so they will name us Hortator no problem. This is the one escort quest we cannot skip in the run, unfortunately. It has to do with how this quest is scripted. It's kind of location-based rather than script-based. Come on. You are going slow. I think you need more 45. There we go. Alright. Now, this is AI from 2002. It is kind of RNG dependent, and this guard is going to be in my way, so I'm going to rest for 1 hour. I wasn't kidding about that RNG. You are there. 45 has worn off, but you should be able to come back to me. No problem. Nice. Fairly decent escort RNG, bad guard RNG, but it happens.
Go ahead, Outlander.
Anyway, we have now turned that in, so all the other counselors will like us. Now, I'm not sure if we have a host at this moment, but basically... wait a minute, was this even the right house? No, it wasn't. We go back there later. Anyway. This is what happens when you try and commentate this around at the same time. So basically all I have to do is turn in that escort quest to all the other counselors. And then talk to the head. So if a host just so happens to have wandered into the Discord channel, you can feel free to read some donations. I have gone to the wrong manor again. Let's see. No, I didn't. Yeah, I did. Okay. So it doesn't sound like we have one. It's Lethri I want to go to. It's this one. And we're going to recast Levitate. Head out of bounds. And head to this counselor. So if we don't have a host in chat yet, do get your donations in for that bonus run. Not sure how much we have left to go. But yes, that run is even more bonkers than this one. With some of the stuff I get to do.
Welcome, friend. You're nearly a legend around.
Oh, good.
Arabar's second to last manor, also the hardest manor to navigate in this run. Very easy to get lost in Arabar Manor. If any of you play this game casually, and I think some of you have, you probably got lost in here at some point. Alright, this is the last counselor. As you can imagine, he doesn't like the whole Nerevarine business very much, so he is going to challenge us to a duel to the death. We'll see how that works out for him in a bit. In the meantime, we are going to head back to Balmora, because Caius has a bit of a diversion for us. See, it turns out Caius and his Blade agents have discovered a 6th house base, who you might remember are the main villains of Morrowind, and so he wants us to go take it out. Here's the base. This door. This area is also easy to get lost in. Anyway, all we really have to do in this base is take out the head priest of this base, Dagoth Gers, who is right there. Easy snipe. But with Dagoth Gers' dying breath, he has cursed us with Corpus disease. Corpus disease is a pretty nasty disease, which slowly disfigures you and eventually kills you. And the problem is, there is no cure for Corpus disease. So we're just going to head to Vivek, mark here, and then head to Molag Mar and continue on with the Nerevarine prophecies. We'll just see how this shakes out. Next tribe up is the Arabenium Sum. They are fairly warlike. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take out all the warlike people. Going to steal some clothing from them.
You will suffer, Craig.
Last yurt here.
You
Take your axe, and I take your amulet. There we go. And so now we talk to the wise woman, and the wise woman tells us if we kill all of the warlike people and then name someone else as head of the tribe instead, then we can be named Nerevarine. And we're like, well, we've already done the first part of that. Now, the person who we named Nerevarine doesn't really want to be named head of this tribe, so we just yell at them a whole bunch, and then they name us Nerevarine. Now that we've done that, let's see if we can get this corpus taken care of. It just so happens that there is a Tavani mage who has been working on a cure for corpus disease. The thing is, everyone he's given it to has died. But I mean, what do we really have to lose anyway? We'll just try that out. He sent us on a fetch quest to go fetch some boots first. This is a Bethesda game after all, with its many fetch quests. And we fetch those boots from the last living dwarf. If any of you played Skyrim, you know this is actually kind of a big deal, talking to a dwarf. Anyway, we got the boots. Now we're going to head out of here. Telfir is the worst place to navigate in the entire run. It has to do with how the collision here works. You see me going third person a whole bunch, and it's just because like this place is such a pain to navigate. Anyway, we give the potion, or we give the boots to Devaith Fear, and what do you know? The cure works. On us, the main character of all people. So we shall head on to our merry way. This is Neloth, or was Neloth. You may remember Neloth from a Skyrim DLC. He's dead. This is Gothrin. He is the head of House Tavani. You are actually supposed to kill him as part of the main quest. You are required to do that. He will never name you Hortator. Now we're going to head over to this cage. There's a slave inside of it. What we're going to tell the slave is, hey, so there's this person who wants a bride, and you're it. And so we would normally escort her back, but we have shoes to take care of her. And now she is the bride of the head of Zainab tribe. And then they name us Nerevarine. Yeah. Good times.
We make a special
Anyway,
trip just for you.
gonna head back to Balmora, because Caius has one final quest for us. You may remember Milo from the library where we stole the book and got out so quickly the guards couldn't do anything to us. Well, she has been captured and put in jail by the temple. I'll explain that in a bit. For now, we're going to head to the final of the three great houses, House Halalu, and take care of their Hortator quest. This is the head of House Halalu. He is actually allied with the 6th house, so we have to kill him. And he actually aggroes us if we talk to him about that. But now that we've done that, all the other counselors of House Halalu are scared of us, and so they will just name us Nerevarine easily. You are not moving. That is good. Gonna head back to Vivek. You may remember the head of House Redrun challenged us to a duel to the death. And if I don't clip out of bounds accidentally, we can head inside and take care of that.
You will die.
Yeah, don't know what he was thinking. Anyway, now we can take on the rest of House Halalu. So, this is Yingling Half-Troll. He wants us to pay him 1,000 gold, which is kind of a lot, so we're just going to kill him. Next counselor up. Come on, get out of bounds. There we go. Like I said, doors are annoying in this run. Anyway, next up is Drambaro. All we have to do is find him. He's right over here. Whoops. There we go. Now we can head to another counselor. This counselor is very easy to forget, because they're kind of out of the way. Here they are. Now we can break Milo out of jail. So, Milo is part of a faction known as the Dissident Priests, and the Dissident Priests have an alternate account of what happened with the general from 1,000 years ago. The temple doesn't really like this account because it makes them look bad and diminishes their power, so they kind of persecute a lot of the people who are part of this faction. Anyway, we're going to teleport out of here with Milo and head to the base of the Dissident Priests, which are located on the coast. Gonna rest a bit to make it a specific time. Gonna head inside their secret base, and then they're just gonna give us the account.
How wonderful. Welcome, Outlander.
Now that we've done all of this, we can actually turn in all of the Horde quests. We are going to travel to Telbernor and meet up with the last living counselor of House Tavani. Now, she's a bit senile and hard of hearing, so we're going to talk to her, and she's going to start rambling about spiders and eggs and other random stuff. But we are Hermidor of House Tavani.
We make a special trip just for you.
Anyway, gonna head to Balmora, turn in the Redron quest, because it turns out the new head of House Redron, since we killed the old one, is actually the counselor whose son we rescued. And so they will name us Hortator no problem. Go inside the correct manner this time. We can turn in House Halalu as well. The new head of House Halalu is a rather interesting character known as Crassius Curio. And as those of you who have read books in Skyrim might know, he's also a bit of a playwright.
My pleasure, really.
Anyway, he asks us to give him a kiss. We do that, and now we are Hortator of all 3 great houses. We are Nerevarine of all 4 Ashlander tribes, so we can turn in that quest. And we can talk to the false god Vivek, who will tell us it is time to take out the 6th house and their leader Dagoth. And so we are going to do precisely that. Head to Balmora, and we will wrap up this run by killing the boss Dagoth. Dagoth is located in the very center of the map, which you may remember from the very start of the run. That's where we were when we got the 2 items we needed to beat the game, Sunder and Keening. Have a little bit of trouble with this door sometimes. There we go. Whoops. Like I said, doors are my enemy in this game. No trouble with candles, though. Anyway, time is coming up soon. We get the heart once with Sunder and 5 times with Keening. Teleport away. And that's time.
Be so naive. There is no escape.
You no longer bear the burden.
And this is 2 audiophiles playing at once.
Your destiny.
Lay down your weapons.
You are free.
It is not too late for my mercy.
And that is the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. Now, did we meet the bonus incentive for the any % run? Let me just do a quick check. Let's see, where are our incentives? There we go. Unfortunately, it looks like we did not meet the bonus incentive for that any % run. That being said, if you are interested in seeing that bonus any % run at a later time, or you're interested in watching more of this all main quest in general, you can follow me at twitch.tv/musicaldaredevil. I believe there's an exclamation point R in there. The 20th Morrowind anniversary celebrations will be continuing over on my channel. If you would like to watch this marathon instead, then you're certainly free to do that. We've got many more runs for No Kid Hungry. Definitely stick around. But yes, the anniversary celebrations will continue later this evening on my channel, twitch.tv/Morrowind, or twitch.tv/musicaldaredevil. A couple quick shoutouts. Shoutouts to Volvulus as well as Alchemy Skeeto for routing this run. Shoutout to the Virtual Video Game Orchestra, which I also participate in. And Ranja is the director of that. As well as shoutout to the Washington Metropolitan Gamers Symphony Orchestra. We have a concert this Saturday, which I need to prepare for right after this. But that's going to do it for me. Definitely stick around. Support No Kid Hungry with your donations. And we've got many awesome runs coming up after this one.